Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports or Nothing podcast with me, Cameron Jarvis, and Max Freeman. We've got a special guest with us today. He's been with us before, but we are joined once again by Max Lasky. Max, just quickly, could you just give us a refresher about who you are, what you do, and how we know you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be back. This time coming to you live from New York City. Just graduated school and now here in New York City working for a really cool company that works with Division I athletes at all the biggest athletic programs across the United States. So it's pretty great. And obviously, Cameron, we go way back now, from our camp days, which is pretty crazy. Pretty great. Yeah, we've known each other a while now. And Max, obviously, coming to the fold and always great to see you. So thanks for having me,
Great
boys.
to see you too, mate.
Absolutely. So the big story today is, the big story we're going to do today is Shedeur Sanders in the NFL draft. Of course, dropped down to the 5th round. Start with you, Max Lasky. Why has Shedeur Sanders dropped down all the way to the 5th round to be selected then by Cleveland, who already have a lot of quarterbacks in their midst? Why has he dropped so far down there?
I think he dropped far down because I read so much on this, and a lot of GMs said that he was one of the worst rookie interviews they've ever seen. He came in extremely unprepared. Something that a lot of coaches do is they'll if they're interested in a player, they'll give them playbooks, have them look at some plays, try and memorize the playbook. And I think the New York Giants did that for Saquon, and then they tested him. Or Saquon, I'm sorry, for Shedeur. We were just talking about Saquon off air. For Shedeur Sanders, they gave him the playbook. He came in, they tested him. It was like, hey, what's this route? That I read that they asked him, to point out in film, like, how would you run this play the way we run this play? And apparently he just didn't like that at all. And then of course after that, it's like these teams talk. These teams talk. You have to remember they're making trades, they're trading draft picks. There's definitely a ton of what's the word I'm looking for? They tampering, always tampering, so these guys talk to each other. And I'm telling you, right after that meeting with the Giants, they 100% went to all the teams and were like, Shedeur's not it, man. Shedeur, bad attitude, man. He also comes I'm sorry to ramble, he comes with so much baggage. Why would any team want this whole Logan Paul, type player coming into their facilities? He's not a leader. He proved that at Colorado as well. He would badmouth his teammates post game. He's not, I think
it's a guy you don't want. It's a guy you don't want in your dressing room.
No, you don't. Speaking of someone that was wanted, Max Freeman, Cam Ward went number 1 to Tennessee.
Yes, he did.
What's he going to bring to the NFL, and more importantly, what's he going to bring to Tennessee?
Well, Cam Ward obviously had an incredible season down in Miami. And he is the best quarterback from this draft. If you look at this draft class, by far the best quarterback, and I think he brings something very similar to a quarterback that's just been called up, a rookie quarterback that's just had an amazing season, very similar to Jaden Daniels. His game's very impressive, lovely arm, great throwing action, good distance on that arm as well. It's going to be really exciting. And Tennessee have had problems with quarterbacks. You look at Will Levis. They really expected him to step up. Hasn't been anywhere near what they would have wanted from him. So I think for Cam Ward, it's a really nice pickup. And I think for Tennessee's sake, it's just hoping that, they've picked the quarterback that's going to take them, to the future.
Yeah. And that's
True
speaking of the future now, so many of these franchises, like saying that pick, both of you know, who is that franchise in that draft that probably end up having the best draft and now also has perhaps the best future ahead of them in the NFL, especially heading into this season?
Without question, I don't know if they're going to be the best team moving forward, but without a doubt, the best draft of 2025 was the New York Giants. They went out.
I was going to say the same thing.
They handled business. They handled business. They didn't. Are we allowed to curse on here? What's the deal?
No,
I'm
I
gonna have
won't.
to cut it, but no.
No cursing. They didn't mess around. They didn't do any funny business. No Disneyland crap. They literally were like, we want our guy, Abdul Carter. We want a quarterback, Jackson Dart, which, by the way, may end up being a better pick than Cam Ward. You can clip
clip
that,
that.
Wow.
you
Yeah.
should clip that because I can't pronounce his last name for the life of me. I think it's
Scatterboo. Is it Scatterboo?
yeah, I think it's Scatterboo. Yeah.
Scatterboo. Yeah.
Unbelievable how they go ahead and just steal him late in the draft. Unbelievable running back out of ASU.
Yeah.
Like they are set. We'll just see if they live up to the hype at the next level.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Max. I think, I think Abdul Carter is a great pick in itself, but Jackson Dart, low key, people, don't think he's gonna perform at the NFL level. You're hearing from a lot of rival fans. I think this guy's gonna be a great pick, and like we said, Scatterboo. We've talked about Saquon Barkley. This guy's the next Saquon Barkley. Scatterboo from Arizona State. Remember the name. He's going to be incredible. But a big shout out, I think, as well. For one of my favorite picks of the draft was Matthew Golden to the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have been looking for wide receiver 1, and this guy is top level. I can't believe he dropped down to pick, was it 21? I think the Packers went. Unbelievably dropped down there, and I think it's great stuff that the Packers picked him up. Pick 21 in Green Bay, as obviously the draft was. Great stuff.
Are you trying to like hurt me here? I'm literally a
No.
diehard Bears fan. You're just like glazing over the Packers right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
if I was at home, I'd be putting on my cheese head.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How do we know that about you?
I'm a Packers fan. Man.
Unfortunately, that is all we've got time for. Max, I know you've got to shoot off and get a train to get
I do.
haircuts because I don't say you need it, but unfortunately,
thank you.
So thank you for both of you joining us, Max. I know it's time out of your day as well, so and especially in America. So thank you as always.
No, of course. And next time I'll be quicker with it.
Yes, that's fine. No, it's fine. Next we get a proper longer one next time.
Absolutely.
40 minutes out of it, right? Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.